Hello world, I'm an average Joe and I play games. And welcome to Destiny Boot Camp, where I break down my gameplay to help you improve yours. And today we're going to be talking about the Defender Bubble, the Ward of Dawn in Crucible. And so a lot of people think that the Ward of Dawn is one of the weaker supers in the Crucible, and I'm here to tell you how to use it and to tell you why it's not the weakling super that everyone makes it out to be. Now, a lot of people think that this is a weak super because mainly when they try to use it, this happens. And this happens because I put my Ward of Dawn directly over the control point, and that is absolutely the worst way to use Ward of Dawn. So I'm going to show you in this video how to get better use out of your Ward of Dawn to get just as many kills as a golden gun. Because let's face it, golden gun you get 3, maybe 4 shots if you're wearing the Acrophage symbiote. So you're going to get, on average, maybe 3 kills, sometimes 2, sometimes maybe 4 or 5 if you have combustion and the people group up and everything. But you can get just as many running Ward of Dawn. So let's get into it. So in this clip, we're playing Control on Pantheon. The score is fairly close, so we only have the A flag. We need to capture B to stay in this game. So I'm going to pause the clip right here because I have a choice. So I have my super built up. My teammates are starting to capture B. So what most Defender Titans will do is they'll run over to B, they'll drop their bubble down, they'll try to capture it. And that's when you become a super magnet. You will get Golden Gun, you will get Blade Danced, you will get Nova Bombed, you will get Fist of Havoc. It's a bad thing to do. So instead of jumping right on the B flag, I'm going to have a little bit of faith in my teammates, and I'm going to run down the hallway straight in front of me and drop my bubble right there. And just see what this enables me to do in order to help my teammates capture the B flag. So now that we have our bubble down, I have Blessings of Light, and so now I want to play very conservative and use that extra armor to my advantage. So I take out one guy, retreat back to my bubble. And because my bubble is blocking this entire hallway, I am able to lock down this entire hallway, and my teammates only have to focus on enemies coming from one direction. I've already picked up 2 kills, distract this guy, and you can see he threw his trip mine grenade. I'm not going to play hyper aggressive here. My job is to lock down this hallway and to keep the enemies distracted and occupied, because I'm getting my 3rd kill right here. My one Titan was able to distract 3 people on the enemy team, meaning my teammates were on a 5-on-3 situation for much of that bubble. And that is a net win for your team. And if you noticed, look at my super bar. I'm already halfway to my next bubble. This is the correct way to use the Ward of Dawn as a Defender Titan. So let's take a look at another clip. So this clip is actually earlier in the same match. So we just captured the B flag, and again, instead of dropping it on B, I move forward off the B flag a little bit, and this time I'm going to use my bubble a little bit more defensively. So I use it to scare some people off the B flag, and then turning back towards their spawn, instead of pushing up forward like I did in the last one, I'm going to stay back and use it defensively for cover. So I'm going to pause the clip right here because look at the perfect framing that I have on this enemy right here. So he's coming around the corner. He doesn't know where exactly to aim his gun, where I'm already aimed down sights literally millimeters away from having my reticle on his character model. And look at the framing. I have the bubble covering me off to the left. I have the wall off to the right, and there's only a very small piece of my character model that I'm actually exposing. And so if he starts to shoot at me, and let's say my aim is really off and I don't get shots on him like I should, I have lots of options. I can strafe to the right behind the wall, I can strafe to the left behind my bubble, I can drop down to one knee, or I can just walk forward into my bubble and refresh my overshield. This is a great framing against this enemy, and this is going to guarantee that I win this gun battle, which I do. Now, I do end up eating a golden gun right here, but let's reflect on what I was able to do. I was able to pick up a handful of kills using my Ward of Dawn, and I was able to keep them distracted and off the B flag pushed up into their spawn. And that's why I argue that the Ward of Dawn is not as bad of a super as people make it out to be. Instead, you can do much the same things that you can do with other supers that are widely considered to be the strongest supers in the Crucible, namely Golden Gun and Blade Dancer. You can do much the same thing. You can defend flags, you can get lots of kills, and you can really help out your team. Even eating a golden gun shot, or having someone waste their golden gun by popping your bubble, is a net win for your team, because those are golden gun shots that should be shooting people, and instead they're shooting your bubble. And so that's a net win for your team. Part of the reason why I think that Ward of Dawn gets the negative press that it does is because it is a very defensive-minded, perk. And so here you can see I've already recharged my Ward of Dawn. Now, obviously, having a machine gun and getting lots of kills with it helps recharge that faster. But you can see I'm able to play it in much the same way and play very defensively, continuing to defend the flag. It's not a go hunt type of super, so you can't use it the same way that you would, even Golden Gun or Blade Dancer, or even Radiance. You have to play very conservatively, because as you can see there, I got aggressive. I tried to defend the flag, and I ended up getting a mouthful of buckshot for my troubles, and I was not able to get full use out of my golden gun, or out of my my Ward of Dawn, that I probably should have. Now, this doesn't work all the time, and so let's take a look at another clip. One of the keys of learning how to play Defender Titans very well is to know the limits of what you can and can't do. So in this last clip, we are down, we're playing on Anomaly, and you can see we're about to lose the game. And so I just got my Ward of Dawn, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to play very aggressively with my Ward of Dawn. So I'm going to deploy it in an area that the positioning is very well, but I'm surrounded by enemies, and I play too aggressively. So this is actually very good positioning, but I try to take on too many enemies at the same time, and they double team me, they take me out, my Ward of Dawn disappears. It's sad times for everyone. So you have to know the engagements that you can win, and the engagements that you are at a disadvantage. That time I played hyper aggressive because I knew we were close to the end of the game and we were about to lose it, and I had nothing to lose anyways. So enough of that. Let's talk about some of the perks that you want to take and the loadout to maximize your Ward of Dawn. So first up, I use Helm of Saint 14 because of the blinding effect. So this allows you to use area denial for your Ward of Dawn. You can deploy your Ward of Dawn in front of a doorway or blocking a key passage, and enemies will tend to not run through it. I mean, they can try to run through it, but that momentary blindness that they receive will be enough for the scales of that gun battle to tip in your favor. The other key thing about Helm of Saint 14 is that it has intellect as the stat, so you get your Ward of Dawn faster. Also, taking Helm of Saint 14 allows me to take Blessings of Light instead of Armor of Light, so that gives me that overshield every time that I step into the Ward of Dawn, and helps me to recover faster, because you can really use your Ward of Dawn almost as a replacement for your recovery, because you can get into an engagement, get damaged, and then step back into the Ward of Dawn to replenish your overshield. I also take the Bastion perk, because this is going to help your Ward of Dawns last longer, and that's one of the reasons why, as you saw, I was able to have my next Ward of Dawn halfway charged up by the time that my previous Ward of Dawn expired. And the last perk that I take is Untouchable, that again reduces the cooldown of the Ward of Dawn and gives me maximum uptime. Well, there you guys have it. That is how to use the Ward of Dawn in Crucible most effectively. I'm interested to hear what you think, and if I missed anything, be sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, do whatever it is you guys do, and we will see you in the next game. Fired.